What up, Quinn?
What's good?
Yo, man, I'm stoked.
Yo,
The queue
what's
is
going
on.
on, man?
How's it going?
Fucking A, the man.
How you living?
Good, man. Good. Last night in Maine before I take off, but I'm stoked
Oh,
to
nice.
connect with you on Monday, man. I'm stoked. Quinn,
Pumped.
Professor Q took it this year for in-state hash, man. That those flavors you brought were unreal.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I was glad to have everybody try them. Sometimes I feel like the hash doesn't get to the right people, and it definitely felt like the hash got to the right people. So
Oh,
good.
definitely. Yeah, no, we there was this one Princess Peach that was some work that his buddy Corey from Weaving Genetics did with the Barbara Bud, which I have experience with, and it was like, bro, it was cool because I have so much experience with the Barbara Bud, and it was different, but it was the same, and so I had
So,
that one,
have you
man.
smoked pure barber bud?
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah.
Oh, nice. I've never seen it pure. Damn.
It's wild. It's very fuzzy peach candy. So
Nice.
it's super nice. But yeah, and the green taffy was super nice too, bro.
That one's cool. I might be even better as flour. Like I'm still trying to figure out how good it translates. But yeah, that bubble gum, that like green apple bubble gum is pretty awesome.
Yeah,
The high on that one, dude, that fucking, of all the hits that I took that weekend, that one rocked me.
That was the one. Yeah, it
That was the
lays
one.
people out sometimes. It's like the warm like blanket kind of weed, like really
Mhm.
good on the body for sure.
Yeah, then that's what I like. I'm not a cerebral guy. I like the energy in my body to be put down so it takes it out of my head, you know?
Yeah.
My
Yeah,
God.
that's the way I always like my weed is like trying to not think. I want the less thinking weed. So
Yes. Yeah.
that's dope. And you did you helped Chris Trump out with the demonstration. That was really awesome too, bro.
that was sweet. That was a big Chris to sign off on my liquid IMO is pretty cool, you know.
Yeah,
I've been doing it for a while, but having him, you know, drinking it and being like, yeah, it's good is a pretty big sign off. So it's
that's
cool.
dope. Did you take his course?
Yeah, yeah. So I took his course in Connecticut in what did that have been 2020? So I took the regen. Yo, what's up, Hana?
Hi.
I did the regen at the beginning of 2019, and then later in 2019 I took Chris's class for 5 days, and then a year later I taught at Chris's class. So that's how you actually become like a soil smith, is you do it for a whole year and then you go back and teach all the rookies how to mess up like you. So it's
Oh,
good.
cool. So those Soil Smith hoodies that you got a couple of you guys had, like those are like you got to put in work to get those.
Yeah, that means you're like second season. You've already done a whole year, and you came back and taught everybody and helped set up. Yeah,
Oh, dude, I think that's really cool. That he's
Quinn's
got
gonna
that set up.
school me in October. I'm pretty pumped about it.
Yeah,
yeah.
you're
I'm trying to get her to come to Connecticut or
yeah.
Massachusetts. We're having a class.
Cape Cod?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It should be dope.
It's gonna be lit.
The Airbnbs are always dope. Like when I went to the Boise class, which was like my soil smith, I was becoming a soil smith. It was like all first years and then me in their house. So they were just like asking me questions all night. And I was like, basically, it was like one soil smith versus a bunch of rookies. And I had to like battle off all the bad ideas they had, you know. But it was really cool. And Grady, who was there, I was his soil smith. So now he's come full circle. Now he's a soil smith too. So
That's fucking dope.
That is very cool, man.
it makes a good little community. What you smoking, Hannah?
Oh man, I'm gonna go in on some moon boots.
Dude, nice.
I love the moon
Nice.
boots. It's my fucking.
It's super funky from what I understand, right? It's like double funk moonbow.
It's like it's like cookies Skittles, like a gassy Skittles, and I really love that.
Is it the one that you let me try?
Yes.
That one's very nice.
Like, there's no such thing as Z-Terps, and I'm like,
Yeah.
You think Z-Terps is like a government conspiracy? There are no Z-Terps.
I've had for years, people have been like, "Oh, these Z-Terps are great" and stuff. I'm like, dude, that's like really lightly flavored fruit water, like at best. Like I would fucking call that like calorie free fucking fizzy water terps, not
Propel,
fucking
like straight Propel terps.
Yeah, exactly, bro. So like, and just whatever people had tried to give me terps and say that those are Skittles terps and like that there was something great there, and I'm like, I think you're just looking at the jar because I don't taste it. Finally, I tasted it.
Toshes, did you try my number 4? That Lightspeed is pretty Skittlesy.
It is.
I only tried the number 18 twice.
If you tried it again, that means it worked. So that's good.
Mm-hmm.
That's the lemon. That's the lemon, like lemon peel wiener. So that's red Fino.
Mikey loves lemon peels.
You motherfuckers. I do not love lemon peels. I do not love lemon peels.
He loves citrus terps. There's nothing in the world
Orange
that
and
loves
lemon.
like citrus terps.
Are you a tangy hater? Is he a full-on tangy hater?
Hate
California, West Coast terps only for Mikey.
Strictly West Coast oranges and
no citrus
Cherry?
terps.
Do you cherry, Mikey? Like, where's the line? Where does it cut off?
Okay, so like I just want to say before Mikey maybe a little bit poo-poos on I don't like lemon traditionally, and I don't like orange traditionally. And I really, really enjoyed your renditions of, and they had some unique names, so I'm forgetting them now. But what was the mimosa?
The brunch would be the orange one. The brunch, the 9.5, right?
The 9.5, and I told you I enjoyed the 18 more than the 4 for sure. But as far as like a guy who doesn't like lemon or orange terps, I found those to be rare, like unique, and they had more to offer than just like a single dimensional flavor. So, I know Mikey, it might not have been, his cup of tea, but for a guy who usually doesn't like those kind of terps, I thought you did a really good job with those.
Thank you. That means a lot. Thank you, Jameson.
Yeah. For sure.
Especially like with that lemon one, I feel like there's really good like Kush. Like it's very much has like a lot of OG traits that gas heads I think can enjoy, as well as like a true lemon profile that like somebody that just wants fruity stuff will enjoy too. So yeah, always looking for the dynamic.
So here's the deal, right? With the number 18, I hit it. I was indifferent on it, right? I was like, that one's not like. Not particularly mine, but like it wasn't bad in any way, shape, or form or whatever, right? And then fucking Jameson goes to give me a dab of it. He's like, bro, it's just amazing lemony. And like then my mind just like picked up on the lemon. So I'm like, God damn it. Like, but yeah, I'll give it to you. Like, it's not within the spectrum of lemon that I find aggressively detestable.
Yeah, it's not like a Jack lemon, right? And it's not really like a skunk one lemon. It's more like an OG kind of lemon.
Totally like an OG, which I think is like hard to capture typically in rosin 100%.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it washed. Yeah, it was like 4.2%. It's pretty fucking good. Like,
and same thing on like I didn't try the orange one. I just smelled it. But like for me personally, with orange stuff, the closer you go to like orange rind, like that dry orange, like the mimosa, like the less sweet tangy, that's just really, really strong. Like those I fucking hate. I don't like the high. I don't like the color of the rosin often comes out ugly. Like there's just so many things about it that I just like. I could go on and on. Bro.
The more bitter stuff you don't like.
But so like if it's super sweet on the orange, I can be cool with it. It's just not like a daily go-to for me.
That's solid. That brunch terp underneath, like the actual sausage dough thing, is pretty cool. Like I think even if you don't like orange, that sausage pastry is pretty entertaining, I think.
Yeah. People just fuck with me because they'll describe something as like orangey or lemony, and then in my head I'm just like, oh god damn it! Like now I look at like the way my mom looks at something when she asks if it's healthy or not. Is this healthy?
Yeah. Oh, you got tell your friends about the terps that you interpret. You just have to be like, smell this, smell that,
Yeah.
smell this.
Yeah.
I try to mislead people too. Be like, oh yeah, this is like, super, super diesel. It's like fuel, and it'll totally be like, OG and piney, and see if they can tell the difference,
Yeah.
know.
For sure.
So
People are super suggestible.
that's where, if you combine like lemon with any sort of pinene, that's where I'm out. That's where you fucking, if you get like, because there's a company down here where that's their whole thing is like, and to me it tastes like Lemon Pledge, and like they just love it. They try to make everything taste like it. Like the first fucking officially licensed rosin that dropped in the state was Lemon OG from them, and like just tasted like fucking Lemon Pledge. I don't know. We also had a string on the East Coast. I want to say it was around 2017, where just everything, because like especially at that time, everything was import, mostly West Coast stuff.
Yeah, I was in PA still then. I was like just moving up.
Okay, so do you remember the fucking the year of just lemon OG, lemon meringue, lemon this, lemon that, like everything fucking from out west was lemons.
I feel like even all the OGs and sours were lemon. Like it was like people were just calling anything whatever. There was definitely a lot of lemony stuff. Like sure.
Yeah, so we had so much fucking lemony stuff that just like it ruined the market to the point where if you got something that looked fire, but if it had a lemon nose, like, I mean, 8 points down, 10 points down, seriously, like it was rough. It was rough. You just had to stop taking them. Like, let me smell it. Like,
that's brutal. I wonder what that would have been. Like, somebody had some lemon cut that was just crushing it on the West Coast, like, and everyone was blowing it out, because that would have been when cookies started picking up, right? So I don't know. Yeah. I don't know what that, like, if that was some jack cut that was going around, but
yeah, there's a guy in the Hashishin Discord that like remembers this really well and remembers what year it was to a T. I just remember all of the lemons for forever and what happened to the market. Like I'm not great with timelines, but it was sometime within that, like 2015, 2016, 2017. I don't know.
That's legit. Luckily, I started getting a lot of weed from Maine around that time, so I was doing pretty good.
Yeah. That was the last year I ever took anything from fucking out that side. Yeah, because right after that was fucking LinkedIn.
Support your local community, right?
Yeah.
Also, I feel like a lot of good weed was starting to go to live resin back then, right? Like sugar and diamonds and separation, all that shit started popping off. People actually ended up running all their fire. I felt like 15 to 18 in that window. So that was kind of different. I remember seeing Skittles for the first time, like probably 2017, and it was like jam, and it was like, whoa, what is this? So that was like pretty ahead of its time.
That's dope. You remember that same time, Mikey, or you just reading this comment from Boothtown, Pennsylvania?
Yeah, I was just reading the fucking comment from Boothtown, Pennsylvania. Yeah.
Dude,
no, that's funny.
It's a Boothtown. The whole thing's a Boothtown.
It's funny because like PA has a price based market, right? So like there's very little like in the way outside of if you're selling to brokers or something like that, like fucking I don't compete in the market anymore. That's not I'm happy to be free of that stress, thank goodness. But
well done.
Yeah. But if you're out there, man, it's it's for most areas the Instagram thing isn't a thing. People might be calling fucking hydrocarbon solventless. Like people, it's all over the fucking board. You don't know, but like there's just it's prices. Like that's people that live in Pennsylvania. They're used to paying like $200 for their ounce or whatever, and like so if the market goes way up, and then that means that they're smoking absolutely disgusting stuff at that price. As a generality, those people are just smoking absolutely disgusting stuff at that price. Like they're just like, that's what I paid. I get what I get, and it's like
but I think it was like 100 and there was some weird low price in the college town I grew up in. Like it was like $130 or something for ounces, and like once that happened, people didn't care how bad the weed was. They were so married to getting ounces for like 130, and it was like, okay, well, you get the worst weed ever and sell it to you for 130. You know what I mean? Like that kind of thing. You know, allegedly, not that I was interested, but
Right.
yeah, it was strange to see that. Like people just married to number and have no ability to discern quality. And I started noticing that really fast when I came back from the West Coast.
Yeah.
I think like recognizing that and then recognizing like, okay, well, that's not the market that we want to be in, you know, regardless of what we're doing, whether we're educating or creating and making. And I think I'm trying to identify like how to access those other those consumers that aren't you know price blocked or what was the term you used, Mikey? Price sensitive.
Just price based. Yeah. That's everything is just price based. I'm not quite sure exactly the vernacular that I use there, but that's what it is. It's just like, you know, we pay what we pay. You know, this is what we pay, then we get whatever we get. So it's not a quality based thing. That they're willing to fluctuate on price and maybe fluctuate on their intake. They're just, you know, this is what we and apparently they just fucking, you know, smoke bowl in the morning, smoke bowl after fucking lunch, or smoke bowl when I get home, I'll smoke bowl when I go to bed or something, because they're just like you know, they're like clockwork. Like they fucking
that weed is weed statement. I hate that statement. It's like the word. I'm like, no, weed is not weed. Tomatoes are not tomatoes. None of that is true.
Calories aren't just calories. Pussy isn't just pussy.
It sure is.
No.
On behalf of my not better half.
Oh man. Okay. But yeah, no, it is what it is statements. No fucking IIFYMs.
Yeah. The business one gets me too, right? Like, oh, it's just business. Like, fuck out of here. This is what I'm about. Like, this is not just business, you know?
Yeah. That's why I like the pirate side of the market, because it's on ethics, it's on morals. Like it's on word of mouth, you know? It's fucking it's not just we operate within these legal bounds, so we will fuck you as hard as we possibly can, and we have no morals. We only have these legal bounds. 100%. Versus just like, bro, that's bad vibes. We don't deal with that. Like, you know?
100%. In life I hate more than it's just business, motherfucker.
Yeah, but that's the cannabis industry, and you got to understand that when you're holding yourself to a different set of rules than the guys that you're playing with, it's you know, it's hard, and you got to be aware that they're not playing with that same set of rules that you think that, you know, anybody would. So it's, you know, that's how we get
tricky. It's tricky.
Yeah.
I feel like you can hunt out these people that have waited their whole life to own a dispensary. And like those are the people that like get it, because it's like their dream, right? Just like it's our dream to grow weed and Jameson's dream to smoke hash nonstop, right? And when you have that in sight and you meet other people like that, it's totally different than just like, oh, we're gonna have this business meeting. It's like, no, we're trying to like fulfill like the prophecy that is cannabis. You know, it's a different feel, but it's hard to find them for sure.
Yeah, no, it's a struggle for sure. When did you make it up to Maine there, Quinn?
Croptober 17. So like, you know what I mean? I came up, crazy story. I don't know if we should all the way get into it, but yeah, I came up in like 17 and we had a big outdoor grow with a bunch of homies, and it was a lot of mold. Like, you know, it's tough outside, right? And so I always liked greenhouses, like from West Coast, so I always wanted greenhouses. So that was kind of, I was like, yeah, I'm not growing outside again unless it's covered. And then I got my own spot and just started doing indoor until I could until I felt like it was smart to get a greenhouse, basically.
So,
yeah. So by like February of 18, I had my own spot and I was building out my own grow. Like I'm an ex-carpenter and mason, so I like just fucking built the whole thing myself.
Oh, very cool. Yeah. And so where in Cali were you growing?
So I barely grew. So I threw like some seeds in the side of a riverbank and came back a few months later and harvested them and smoked it all. We actually have bubble bags and we would buy trim from people for like $20 and like wash hash in a river, like super duper low tech, nothing super crazy. But I was more traveling, like doing the transient thing, hanging out in Hate Street a lot. I spent like the winter in Slab City one year, which is like this no man's land in Southern California in a desert. So yeah, I was doing like the super hippie shit for sure. It was fun, like Grateful Dead style thing. I hit the Bill Graham Center, like the last further concert I think maybe ever, and that was super tight. Yeah,
that's dope. Were you following fish?
Bro, hold on, real quick. We just skimmed over
more dead and dubstep. Like honestly, I like dubstep and jam bands. I like the Biscuits a lot, but I never got super into Fish. I like Mo. Shit like that.
What were you saying?
So we just skipped over something real quick. Hold on. Homeboy just casually said in conversation that he would be washing hash in a river, and I would like to hear about that experience real quick. Just if we could take a side step.
Yeah, so the first time we got the bags, we legit like pulled off at a highway rest stop, like on the one. And just we just fucking got it in. Like we didn't really know what we were doing. We just had a bag of ice, and it was like the summer. We basically just got in the river, and we're just like going to town for like 20 minutes. And like honestly, it's a little blurry, like what we did because I wasn't even the oldest one. Like it was like I was like kind of like the young homie. So we like I want to say we just beat this shit up for 20 minutes and like pulled these bags and then scooped it out later, like just let all the water run through all the bags and took the bags with us and got back on the highway. But that was the first time. Later in Fortuna, we were actually just like straight up making hash in like a fucking stone hut. There's a bridge in Fortuna with a river that goes under it. We legit just had like a camp set up over there. So I was pretty like, pretty hippie shit. When I was out there, I was like 20, 21, 22. So.
Yeah, that's the time to be doing that shit, bro. I was out there fucking spinning Fireploy and laying in fields on K on maybe.
Exactly. Looking for chronic, basically. Like, I mean, that was what being 20 was all about, right?
Yeah. If you're not doing insane, stupid things before your brain's fully formed, fucking.
Put that on a t-shirt, Mikey.
Yeah. Well.
Well said.
Yeah.
So where'd you grow up then, Quinn? PA?
Yeah, I'm from Westchester, which is actually like where Bam Margera is from. Yeah. So we just like breed assholes. Like it's just terrible quality of human. Like everybody sucks. You can't trust anybody. Like a lot of spoiled people. Just like mostly crappy people. And I was like really cool in high school or whatever. I was like an athlete and everything. And like I had so many friends, and I was like, they all kind of suck. Like I honestly don't trust any of you guys as much as I like you and you're funny. It's like I don't fucking trust any of these dudes. So
shout out fucking Trees. I think Trees is from Westchester.
Which kind of Trees? Who?
Fucking I don't know. He has his own logo.
Trees, right? It's like 3 triangles.
Yeah.
He's trim for me. He's been up here. We're tight. He's cool.
Yeah,
he's good people.
He's a super nice guy. I know Trees.
Yeah, he was like 2 grades above me. I remember him rolling the blunt while he's driving a car. It's like the best blunt I've ever seen rolled. And the blunt took for so long that I was so late getting home. I got in so much trouble. Like that was like freshman year or some shit. You know what I mean?
There also used to be fucking some aggressive boomers that came out of there a long time ago, allegedly, or something. Maybe Black Hawaiian.
So there's a character that is very pivotal in my story that I'll just refer to as Hippie if we get into it, Jameson. But yeah, he was like the first person to ever show me packs, mushrooms, like all that stuff. So he's cool people.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were just fucking go to Amstown and just get mushrooms. Like, I mean, they're just in the, like, you could just go steal them off the ground, right? So.
There was, whatever.
Kennett, you been to Kennett? I mean, Kennett is just literally a mushroom. Like the whole county or town or whatever is just cow shit, you know?
So a long time ago, I'm talking decades, there was somebody that was very big into the cultivation there and did real rare strains and stuff like that. It's pretty cool.
Nice.
But that was a very long time ago.
Yeah, PA's got some OGs. Skunkfoot, right? You guys met Skunkfoot over the weekend. He's an OG from PA.
Yeah,
he's formerly trained at fucking what is that glass? Salem Glass. Isn't that the name of the famous glass studio in Pennsylvania?
So I'm not 100% on that. I know that there's like a really famous scientific as well as like other glass studio down there, and the Evan Shore guys are here. Like I know that there's like I'm not a fan of the guy, but the Just Another Glassblower, Just Another Gallery guys down here too. Yeah. So I know that
is big in PA.
Yeah. Glassblowing is big in PA for sure.
A lot of those famous cats all came from like Philly area, like a lot of like Slinger and a lot of those dudes went out to Colorado and stuff. But yeah. So I don't know.
Yeah, dude. I used to blow glass over fucking 20 years ago, bro.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. I'm a wire rapper, so like I haven't rapped in a while because I've been busy trying to garden. But I was always wire rapping when my friends were blowing glass. That was always kind of like the thing. We had a glass studio in our garage for a while. It was cool.
I just made like a couple spoons. They were not aesthetically pleasing, but they were functional. And then like I just made like some little earrings and beads and shit. Like my homie fucking made like the little Pyrex spoons that you could fucking smack off of walls and they won't break. You know what I mean?
Nice.
Yeah. So I always just had a bunch of his glass with me and shit. But and would hang out while he blew glass. But whatever. I try. It was way more challenging than I thought it would be. Like you watch people do it and you're like, oh, it looks pretty easy. And then like you try to make a pipe, you're like, that doesn't look good.
Dude, it starts like falling off the punty. I'm just like, what is this art form? Like this is a total witchcraft. Like it's just melting. I just like I don't know. Yeah, it's a crazy gravity struggle. It's wild.
Yeah. So
Titusville is where the oil boom started. Is that true?
What was that location?
Titusville?
I don't know. I used to party out by I used to party like out at IUP a long time ago. Again, that was all like
that's on the other side of Harrisburg, right? Is that Pittsburgh side of Harrisburg? Like how far out is that?
Titusville? I don't even know where Titusville is. Never heard of it. Yeah.
I've never heard of that, Jameson. Never heard that rumor.
Neither have I.
Cool.
There's lots of little funny fucking weird towns in Pennsylvania.
There's always stories. You just gotta ask. There might be.
So it's fucking nuts, right? Because like the whole population of Maine is like the same as Philadelphia. So like it's crazy moving up here and just there's nobody up here. Like there's nothing. It's pretty awesome, but it's also kind of like shocking in a way. Cool.
For sure.
Yeah. I lived in Center City for a while. That shit was really fun.
I would go party a lot in Philly, but I never actually lived in Philly.
I'd love to.
I lived there part time with my girlfriend, fucking and her roommate. They were both blonde haired, blue eyed chicks that worked at different Hollywood tans, fucking a couple blocks from each other. Going to school for fashion design.
You always like hate what you got, right? You're like, oh, I'm so fair skinned, I got to get a tan. You know what I mean? I don't know. I guess.
Yeah, it was just a funny whatever. It was a funny juxtaposition.
Yo, tell Hannah I'm wearing your shirt.
Oh, she is. He's wearing the 90U shirt.
Fuck yeah!
I was defoliating all day in it.
I had so much love for that shirt. I wore it twice.
Dude, it's so sick. I legit. It was it's dope. It's a dope shirt. I was bowling last night for my friend's birthday, and Ganja Berry was there, you know, my homie and Megan and Gavin, and I was like, yo, this shirt's fucking dope. Like don't even front, you know, this shit's dope. It was cool. They were digging it.
Especially because now they'd like kind of figured out that the Cookies partnership wasn't real.
They don't even. That stuff's like over their heads sometimes. Like I'm always like, dude, look how scandalous this shit is. And they're just like, they're kind of in their own lane in a good way, you know.
I posted on my story like because on the hearts like when they you didn't get it, but like when they sent out the Valentine's Day package, they sent out like the classic Valentine's Day like candy hearts, but they had all these like Hashmaker sayings on them, and like like for years people are going to be copying that and doing that, but like Mission Hill did it first, so like we always got to like, hey, Mission Hill did that first.
We got their back.
People are going to copy the shit out of that.
Dude, that April Fool's joke legit had me super bent. Like I was honestly pissed on all you guys. I can't believe Jameson would do this. I can't believe like Mission Hell just did this. Like I'm so bad.
Dude,
I was just like, yo.
I have to say, Quinn sent me literally the nicest I'm disappointed in you message that I have ever received in my entire life. Like, I've never received a message that shook me to my core like this. Hold on. He said,
"Oh, it's like I'm happy for you, but how could you do this?"
No. He said, "Interesting. Very, very happy for your success, but not particularly happy to have that company in my state. Looking forward to chatting about it and hearing your side of the story." The fact that this man is big enough to be like, I'll hear your side of the story, tells you everything you need to know about how good of a person Professor Q is.
Yeah, straight up. Oh, man.
Thank you, Hannah. I'm glad you were lying, and then it's all a joke.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm bugging.
For sure. But, dude, people were so mad. I mean, like, people were fighting with people are still mad. People were fighting with each other in the comments, and I love it because, like, the algorithm loves it, you know? So I'm like, good. Fight.
Any publicity is good publicity.
Talk shit on each other. It's hilarious to me because Instagram loves it and you're boosting my views, so I don't care. But people were really mad. But it was great because it's like a really effortless way to weed out your haters. Hi, I see you, you're haters, I know. And also a really good way to like weed out people who don't really give a shit about small batch cannabis and are like, MSO operators, let's go. So it was like, it's a great social experiment to just like post, like stir the pot a little bit, and then it's an easy way to weed out people and be like, I'm gonna avoid all of you, and I'm gonna avoid all of you because you're stupid and you're an asshole. So
whoever's left is the 9 to you, right?
Exactly.
Like you basically just sieved out all the trash. Like, what is up?
Yeah. No, I think at Mission Hill won April Fools this year as far as cannabis. Cannabis
commemorative T-shirts coming soon.
Yeah.
Word. That's the hardest I've ever got for April Fools, for sure. There was a lot of text messages before that one was sent. There's a lot of different ones. There's a lot of what the fucks, you know. Like, took me a minute to figure out how to do it, delete. Successfully. Delete. Yep.
So funny.
Good.
I was so bent, and I was honestly like, you know, when something happens, you like make up in your head. I already knew that, right? So I'm like, oh, Jodry was wearing the cookies hoodie. Like I should have seen this coming the whole time, you know. Like, you couldn't have reasons I should have stole it, you know.
Yo, I love that. The thing is, I'm a day late. I could have made it real legit because I got the follow request from Jodry today.
Yeah, we
so
could.
If I had gotten that shit yesterday, I would have been like, yeah, it's been in the works forever, bro.
You would have been.
Powers up like the Post,
which is the
who's like one of their breeders, like the guy who made cereal milk, legitimately liked the Cookies Portland meme. Swear to God, if you go to the Post and you go search K Powers, you'll see him.
The moral of the story is don't believe everything you see on the internet, especially if it's in a cute graphic.
Yeah.
Apparently, if you make a cute graphic, people will believe anything.
Oh, for
sure.
That
took me 15 minutes.
Yeah, I was gonna say it. It didn't take you long.
Graphics are stuff.
Read on the internet.
I don't trust graphics. I don't trust nothing anymore.
Don't trust anything.
I'm not trusting anything. That company's so big they don't even know what states they have stores in. They're just like, oh yeah, we probably got one out there too.
Howard's like, oh sure, we're open in Maine. Why not?
Yeah, Mass too, right? How many did we get out east? You know, it's like,
100%.
What the fuck?
100%.
He's like, I already got my contract locked in, so
it's just more money for me.
So I don't know, like Adam and Hannah, I don't know you guys like super well, but like I listened to your episode today, and just hear you guys just like trash cookies was so, because I didn't hear the episode until after the break. So I was like, yo, these are my people. Like, this is good.
My boy who actually likes cookies reposted the cookies April Fool's post, like knowing that it was a joke, and was like, anyone who knows these guys knows how much they love cookies. And it gave me the biggest fucking belly laugh.
It's the same one who posted "someone's gonna stab me" in the hashtags. So
dude, yeah, I was vibing with that for sure. I was like, you did kind of almost get yourself in some trouble, but you guys are good. You're good. I'm glad I figured out the beginning of the day and didn't go through the whole day with that shit in my head, like, you know.
Oh man, people were very much upset.
I mean, it's just funny because people woke up today still mad, and then like people woke up today not looking at all of the context clues or surrounding posts, and they're like sounding off in the comments. Someone like commented 5 times, like talking shit, responding to other people's comments, and was like, I'd be embarrassed to announce this. And I was like, I'd be embarrassed to like triple down on my comments after there's a post explaining that this is an April Fool's joke.
Yeah. Dude, we literally Discord channel be like, oh, I'm disgusted in you guys. Like, I can't believe you guys would sell out to corporate cannabis and cookies at that, and then like left the Discord channel, and then literally 10 minutes later rejoined it, and it was just kind of like
like, no, you can't come back in. It's double the price. It was $2.50 if you went back in the Discord.
Where we have a literal welcome channel, like just like automatic. So I think
we both waved at him and we're like, welcome back.
That's awesome.
The winner, though, I can't remember who it was, but I have it screenshotted. Someone commented on my post and said something along the lines of, I can't believe that you sold out, you class trader corporate shill.
Class trading corporate.
And I was like, damn, you are deeply upset, and I respect that. Like,
3 gram hash for you. Like, I feel like the worst comments should get T-shirts. You know? Like,
yeah,
I know.
The meanest shit should get hooked up.
The T-shirt.
Not say we're there yet, but you know.
Cookies T-shirt.
We're gonna drop a commemorative T-shirt. It's too funny.
I know.
The baby.
It's too
Is it gonna be like on the back, like just kidding, or how do you think of doing it? Like April Fool's on the back with like a cookie thing on the front?
It's literally like it looks the exact same blue that Cookies uses with our logo, and then underneath it says, "I got fooled by Mission Hill Melt's April Fool's Day prank, and all I got was this T-shirt."
That's legit.
I thought they just offered you a real big bag, bro. That's it. I was like, that must have been a hell of a bag they offered them.
No, I just want to say, if I had Cookies money, I'd be doing stupid, ignorant shit publicly. Everyone would know about it. First of all,
I was just like, I'm gonna have fun
tomorrow.
We would have rolled the Lambo on fucking tank treads to the regen.
That's I was like, I'll have fun at their hash mansion, whatever. They own Cookies of Portland or whatever.
Conference in our hash commune.
It would have been a
regen and then immediately cookie sellout. Like that shit would be nuts, right? Like, super crazy.
It's hilarious because Cookies is actually less corporate than what's happening down here.
I believe it.
Oh yeah, dude. PA is fucked, man. That shit was like $10 million to get into the box for them to draw, and you don't get your money back or even get picked necessarily. It's like $10 million lottery. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's currently $25 million for a license, I believe, and then you have to have, $3 million in account liquid at all times, and then you can start your build out. So
then you can go booth. Those are the criteria.
Is that you grow terrible mids?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. They're like,
if it tastes good at all, they'll just kick you out of the state.
Mm-hmm. And they have like weird laws where you can't do like as much. Like people say that there's living soil, but then when that Poetry Plants guy was doing consulting in the state and growing for whatever, he was saying that you couldn't do anything like that. That you had to do like a grow dance or fucking rock wool or like an inert type soil. That you couldn't even do a regular like living soil.
Having to pass like microbiome testing, or just because the state sucks? Like, what's the?
I don't know. It's just something that I don't really worry about because I don't have $20 million plus an extra fucking build out sitting around. So I don't really want to fucking whatever operate in PA other than doing educational stuff. So
education.
So there's this spot in Massachusetts called Green Prairie Farms. I believe that's what it's called. You guys heard of it?
No.
So they're claiming to be the only Korean natural farming operating recreational facility in all of Massachusetts. So they were at a conference that I was helping out at called Supernatural Conference. And we were supposed to go tour their facility to like see how it was. And we go there and they're legit growing in cocoa in bags with BioBiz. And I was like, fuck you guys. It was ridiculous. So people just be saying shit. People just be
heard.
What's that?
I said that's the most Massachusetts shit I've ever heard. It surprises me 0%, unfortunately.
It's like single source, bro. There's a lot of fucking single source out there that
proof that single source doesn't mean anything is quality. Like everything in Massachusetts move.
Yep.
Yeah, you can single source shit all the way up, right?
Yeah.
Probably not a good idea. You should probably be outsourcing at that point.
Yeah. Know where your skill set ends.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's for sure.
But
good call.
Mike,
so you doing all fresh press, or you doing any cured?
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
All fresh press. I have done some cured, and I do a bit of melt.
Yeah.
So I pretty much doing melt and fresh press this whole season for indoor and outdoor. Last year, my greenhouse, I did everything cold cure, so to speak. I mean, it's not that cold, but yeah, cold cure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm sticking with the fresh press shit. Me and Ganjberry like teamed up, and that was definitely something I learned from him. And like, I honestly wasn't into it when I started, and by the end of like us pressing and working together, I was like, I fucked with this shit. Like, this is just unadulterated in the most unadulterated manner. And since I don't smoke, I was like, who am I to tell you what consistency you want your hash in? So that was kind of like where it ended up for me. But yeah, so I'm pretty much just rocking fresh press. And it's terrible. I mean, jarring it is so fucking hard. But
so you don't just do it in the cold room and like snap it in?
Such a bit.
I do it in the cold room with tiny spoons. So I have like little tiny spoons, and I crack everything up and scoop it over. But I mean, it's still awful, you know?
Yeah.
Like, cold room's like 40. Like, I don't know. It's a lot.
But
yeah, and depending on my Mac doesn't like to be handled even at like 38 degrees. It's fucking tricky to get into a jar and not have it stuck all over your gloves.
Yeah, I'm not into grabbing it. I'm still scared to like. I don't want to even touch it. Like, I probably should try it out because I know a few people that like it that way. But I've been trying to just use utensils, I guess.
Yeah.
You you actually snap it and still move it, and it doesn't stick to your gloves and stuff. Like, it's cold enough.
So I just tried to find the temperature at which I can just get it into a mass with the least amount of like force or change in temperature or touching that I can. So like if it gets too cold, it's gonna be shattery depending on the cultivar. Some I can just
rusty, right?
Yeah, like some I can just, even in the pressing room while it's still warm, it will be stable enough that I can just roll it into a ball and then just squish it and put it right into the jar. I don't do any like the taffy tack or any of that stuff. I just like to get it into
You're like making like gumdrops and then pressing coins into jars. Is that how you like to do it?
No. So I cold cure mine because so I'm utilizing brokers and they don't always keep stuff cold and everything like that. And
yeah, totally. So, for stability. Right. Yeah, you can't beat it. You like any jams? Any jams you like?
Yeah. So there was actually one that Jameson got to try. It has trop in it, so it's not my personal favorite. But again, That one came out like that one was one that came out even stronger on the terps with the Jam Tech. I'll tell you. I don't know if you got to try the terp styles at all, fucking when we were hanging out, but
I don't dab, which is crazy.
Oh yeah, that's right. You do not dab. So anyway, this company right here, they're fantastic. They have a cheesequake, and their cheesequake is like on the cheesy gassy spectrum, but doesn't have it. Yeah, it doesn't like it. Just I very much like it. There's something about it. Whatever.
Dude, I'm a huge cheesehead, man. Like one of the first weeds I ever got that had a name was fucking cheese, and like I was selling it to all my homies, and they were like, "Dude, it's not called that. You just made that shit up." And then like my one homie went to Amsterdam and came back and was like, "Dude, you were fucking right. It's a real weed. It was fucking good." So I don't know. I've always had a special place in my heart for cheese.
Cool. So yeah, so this is it's a really good cheese, and it comes out even better in jam. So if you're in Michigan, I highly recommend if you can get your hands on any terp styles, you try the cheesequake and the peanut butter breath number 7 from them. Both are within that spectrum and fucking delightful.
Nice. How's the peanut butter breath? Is it like dosey peanut butter kind of terps?
Yes, it is like dosey peanut butter type terps in my opinion, fucking, because it's like gassy, but there's some sweetness in there too, like a peanut butter pie type thing, but there's definitive gas on top of it, and like there's even a little bit of that like Michigan cheesy gas in there too. I feel like Jameson's looking real squinty eyed, like he doesn't like the words that are coming out of my face, so maybe he has a different opinion, but
no, I like
he's terp assessing.
Squinty eyed because I've just had like a lot of dabs, but I want to know, when did you always not smoke, or did you stop smoking?
Oh no, I used to smoke a fuck ton. Yeah. I had an accident with acid, where I was on like 3 hits of acid, and then I was breakdancing, and I was with a bunch of pranksters, and one of them had like a water bottle. It was like a big water bottle, and I was really tired, so I drank like the fucking whole thing because I was breakdancing, or I drank like half of it, I would say. And someone put like a whole vial in it, and other people put more acid in it. So I ended up taking like, I don't fucking know, like however many hits of acid. And after that, I could never really enjoy cannabis again the same way I used to. So that was kind of the end of my California journey. And it kind of ended with this like, oh man, I can't really enjoy cannabis anymore, which is a shame.
Yeah, that's crazy,
Smooth.
Bro.
What?
Store brand. Sorry, I was answering fucking Weaving Genetics down there. I would say it was smooth store brand, like maybe fucking with like a little bit of vanilla ice cream added in or something. I don't know.
Crunchy or smooth? Oh, peanut butter. Oh, right.
Yeah.
Nice. Dude, the Stardosey has a bit of peanut butter to it. It's really nice. Yeah. It's got a lot of things going on in there, but there is like that kind of dosey peanut butter underlie. It's nice.
But yeah, I tried some other stuff from them that I didn't, whatever. There was, they had like a mimosa in a drop. So.
Nice. But yeah, Jameson's that have been like 20, like right when the world ended, 2012. So like by 2013, I wasn't smoking anymore.
Wow.
Damn.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a shame.
Rough. But like I was still pretty immersed in the culture.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like I ended up getting sober, and like I have like almost 10 years sober now, and I never really I was one of those people that got sober and then stopped going to clubs, or like I would still hang out at bars and kick with my friends. I just didn't fucking do shit because I had a problem with alcohol, I had a problem with fucking eating too many psychedelics. So it just wasn't like bar wasn't really a risk factor for me. But I like stayed involved in the music scene and the fire scene and the art scene, and the weed scene. Like I didn't.
Is that hard for you? Like
it was like the first few months of like really deciding, but like once you really decide, like once you make a choice and you like embrace that choice, and that choice is what you want to do, then it's not fucking hard anymore.
That's dope. But
if you're not sure, that's when you're fucked. Like you got to be super sure, you know.
Yeah.
I used to go out to jam band type festies and fucking fire fests and fucking whatever.
Yeah, we were saying like some kind of jam, right? We've been to like
so all the
PA.
So like, I stopped doing like all the festy stuff and all the like I'll drink some mushy tea like once a year, fucking when I can be in a really healthy environment. And past that, like only canna. And like I kept on going. There's the beautiful man. But I kept on going to festivals and like, bro, I really like doing the fire and like all the fucking. I would do the clickers and all that stuff, you know.
Sorry, I didn't know it was going to give me money so soon. I was eating a Cheeto.
Used to fucking be real big into the Raven.
Look at all these really handsome, good-looking, up-and-coming Hashmakers on here.
Wow. What's up, man? I'm Quinn. I don't think I met you.
What's up, Quinn? I'm Adam.
Adam. Oh, you're Adam. Nice. I've heard good things of you on the show. I've been listening to all Jameson's shows, and they always mention Adam. It's always in a good format. So
wonderful. Well, then
it's usually perceived as a dial.
Whoa.
He's a fantastic human with excellent foot health and okay squat mobility.
Okay,
that's what I was going to talk about. Also, bloom dabs, but you know, nobody wants to talk about that anymore.
And bloom dabs.
I love it when you talk.
I got
bloom dabs.
Look, I got one of these.
What's a bloom dab?
What's it called?
So a bloom.
I got a one-trick pony. Have you seen these carb caps? Pretty cool.
No.
Yeti got one in Oklahoma, and I was like, "Oh, that looks actually pretty cool." And then but you just drop the banger, and it spins the ball around, the beat around for you. And then
Does it work
this one too. It works really well, and you don't have to spin it. It just drops down. It works really well.
The static tech, nice.
But
so a bloom dab. Do you want to describe it, sir?
Oh my god!
Come on.
Do you want me to?
In a row, can we get Adam to describe a bloom dab?
Listen. If your plan is that in 3 to 5 years, bloom dabs to be synonymous and you to be synonymous with them, you're gonna have to tell the story a few times. You got to own this, brother. This is you.
Yeah, no, I for sure. Okay, so this is cold. You know, it's not burning me. So now I'm gonna smell it. There's nothing wrong with it. It smells good. And then I'm gonna heat it up just a little bit. You probably don't want to touch it, but just to see where it's at. Just warm, not too hot.
You're just vibing it out.
And you just put it down for a little bit. Get your dab. Got ready. Where's the dabber? I'll use this one.
Bloom dab.
Trademark.
This is actually something that Quinn can do too. This is actually valuable.
Yeah, this is actually valuable. Yeah.
Nice.
Look.
Why is it valuable?
Because he doesn't dab.
Oh.
He doesn't.
Yeah, I don't smoke at all, but I have to make all my workers smoke all the time so I can check the quality of the melt. So this stuff is relevant. Like I literally have a rig right here.
Yeah.
Even though I don't smoke because it's relevant to my lifestyle.
But check this out. This is something that you could do because it's not really.
So it's nice and warm from when I warmed it up, and I'm going to drop the dab in there. It's kind of hard to get it off the dabber, but you just get it off like that. And then
nice. Swipe tech.
And then it's not like warm enough and it's not releasing flavor, so I'm gonna just heat this up a little. Even the wall is just a little bit, but it's just we gotta wait for it for a second and heat up a little bit.
Yeah,
it's got to bloom.
Yeah, now it's liquefying.
Okay, now just intense flavor to the dome. Just all kinds of flavor, like perfume. Yeah.
Straight old fashioned.
Antioxidant crazy shit right now you're smelling.
That work.
And there's nothing really to explain. You just got to do it.
Oh, Oregon days. Job bless.
Did you
And then it's called a cold start. People already
amazing.
cold start. You know, it's kind of popular. Some people do, some people don't.
Yep.
This is just a overly drawn out cold start.
But Adam, if you didn't smoke and you wanted to judge your cannabis, that would probably be the best way to do it. No.
Yeah, totally.
This is like a sommelier's cold start. Like you're letting it breathe, you're swirling.
You swish and spit. There you go. Yep.
Not if you only have one dab of it, you know. But if you have like quite a few dabs and you're like, you know what, might as well try a little bit of it first, like this.
Classic. I love you,
Tom.
Pretty epic.
And then you didn't waste it. You just heat it up.
So the other idea of this being that like there's a whole camp of people that believe that you shouldn't really do fresh frozen terps because they're too hard on people's lungs to be dabbing those fresh frozen terps, and they think that everything
some caustic terpenes. That's a thing people say.
Right. So the idea being that rather than wasting those terps off gassing, fucking just out there into the air, you can do fresh frozen. You bloom it first to get rid of the caustic fucking terps, and then you take your dab. That would be almost like if you fucking cured those terps out when on the vine or however you want to put it. So
instead of getting rid of the terps on the processing part.
Yeah. So there you still get to enjoy them, just they're not as caustic.
It's good.
Adam, yeah. This weekend. Adam.
Simple.
I didn't hear you. What did I do this weekend? Is that what you said?
Yeah, what were you up to?
What is today? Just
kidding.
We worked out. One of my Sprout, the bigger dog, she hurt her paw, so we've not been going to places and running her, but we usually do that with a frisbee. But we haven't been doing that, and I've just been prepping the room to wash and haven't been washing at all. And today we loaded with ice, and I cleaned up all the bags. They were clean. I just had forgotten and soaked them in water before I even left for Spain. They were just in water for a long time, but it was cool because nothing smelled like mold or anything, and I had cleaned them before. You know, they weren't dirty bags soaking in water; they were clean bags soaking in water, so it was cool. But I cleaned them up and did all stuff in the washroom since we were out there, and now gas is so expensive, so we try to do as much as we can, as efficiently as we can.
For sure.
Hey, Adam, you ever sanitize your bags? I've been thinking about using Star San, but Bubble Man always says don't do anything to your bags except for maybe a little bit of ISO. What's your do you have like a cleaning regimen you like?
I think ISO ruins it. Mikey has a good thing, but for me, I just always immediately after I use it, as soon as I scoop the hash out, I flip the bag inside out and I put it in ice and water immediately. And it's in its own separate ice and water bucket. But I never spray it with alcohol. I used to, but I feel like it ruins the nylon.
Mikey, go.
I like to use alcohol just if it's like gummed up. Like if the cultivar was no good, and I need to clean the screen. But it's a good cultivar.
So here's the deal, fucking. So I like to use Alkanox. I use like medium warm, not hot water. Fucking when I do that, to like even room temp. I use way more than the recommended dosage. So like I don't know what they recommend, but I use like at least a full fucking cup, if not more, to 3.5 to 4 gallons in a 5-gallon bucket. I'll do like just a quick 10-second soak and agitate them in the Alkanox and then rinse them with super cold water. That tends to get everything off. If I can't get everything off, so like that's first, then I'll do a 30-second, then I'll do a 5-minute, then I'll do a 20-minute and just let them sit for 20 minutes and again agitate. If at the end of that 20 minutes there's still shit that I can't get off those bags, if it was a really, really greasy one. At that point, ethanol, right? So Tom was actually on here talking about this earlier. There's a chemical compatibility chart for basically all things. And if you look up the one for nylon, so it's isopropyl is a D minus. There's isobutyl maybe or something. There's a different type of iso. That was an A, and ethanol is also an A. So the idea being that if you would maybe grab a 3 gallons of that and just throw it into a 5-gallon pail, use that to wash your bags repeatedly, and then eventually you would just distill that to clean it up and just repeatedly reuse it.
Boom.
You can
nice.
Use the OxyClean without dyes and perfume.
Thank you.
Yeah, that also works basically just as good as Alkanox. I found Alkanox to be slightly better in the fact that, like, OxyClean is great for removing all particulate, but it won't remove any sort of like oil thing. I do find that the Alkanox will remove a little bit of the oil, but if it's like really, really just 6-star type stuff that melted on there that just needed a lower temperature, just wasn't quite stable, and it's like grease stuck onto there, then at that point you may have to get into the
I think the OxyClean and good like antimicrobial stuff too, so to keep your back funky.
Oh
that's and that's what I was thinking, like the end of the season, a defunker for like kind of the summer store away. Yeah.
So that's
you get 3 barrels and you do OxyClean the first and then 2 clean water barrels, and you basically go I would do like the 40 micron first and go up, and you do in the OxyClean and then 2 rinses and then hang them up, and that's a good just like, you know, maintenance sort of wash. Keeping it,
and that's supposed to be gentle on the stitching.
So What's that?
Please do.
What about
should be pretty gentle on the stitching?
Yeah, it's gentle on the stitching for sure. They're using nylon thread on the stitching as well, and it's of a decent weight, so that should react very much like the mesh. That's actually, I know my shit with fabrics and threads, not with cleaning stuff so much. So there's a guy on the Fire show, RJ. You can talk to him about this. He doesn't quite feel the same about the way the Alkanox cleans, but he does feel that the Alkanox is very good with sanitizing. So if you want to make sure something is sanitized, you can use an ATP wipe on it, from my understanding. So ATP is like, if you know, we convert food into fucking ATP for energy.
Yeah. ATP.
Right, so that's how I knew of that as well. Apparently, all basically living organisms do the same sort of process to create energy.
Maybe you do, bro.
Man, this is what Homeboy was saying, and he knows all about the sanitization and whatever. But he was saying that if you want to see if something was actually like sanitized, if you killed all the microbes on it, you would use an ATP wipe. And if anything shows up that you haven't done a good job, or whatever you're utilizing wasn't killing everything. So, and from my understanding, the way he described those, they're fairly cheap. I haven't gotten into that yet, but that is something that I want to explore.
Nice, I dig that. Yeah, I use a fucking Star Sand for everything microbially generally, but I didn't know if it would be too aggressive on the bags, but I don't really know who to check with. But these all sound like great options.
So Tom actually fucking pointed that out greatly, that you would just look up that chemical compatibility of whatever the active ingredient is with that, with nylon, and that would tell you. I would say probably try to not go lower than B. I don't know.
Yeah, I'll go check it out. That's a good approach. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure.
Dig it.
Tom asked, some bags are polyester, right, Adam? Adam, do you know what that means?
Yeah.
Rather than nylon.
Yeah.
So I thought that maybe some bags, like ice track bags, were polyester, but I don't know. they're so close materially that it's hard to really say. But if you get in contact with the distributor, then you can obviously verify, or they can at least, But yeah, no, I don't know for sure if other bags are, but I've compared different bags under the microscope, just a cheap microscope that I have, and some of them are high quality and some of them aren't, and some of them are not higher quality, but some of them are, the aperture widths are drastically different, and some of them are spot on, like pretty similar throughout, which makes definitely a little bit more consistent of hash, I feel like, or at least the sieving process is a little bit more accurate.
Does that typically correlate with price point per bag, or are you seeing variability within the single brand, like within the single product SKU?
Well, definitely with those bigger brands. Sorry, where's that alarm? Anyways, stuff like Ice Tract, I definitely saw it's definitely accurate. I haven't seen bubble bags under the scope. Maybe some lower microns, I forget, but I haven't looked at bubble bags. But I've looked at bolt bags and then rosin evo bags and yeah. Anyway, what am I answering?
No, I'm saying talking about the very
polyester.
The same product.
Oh yeah, you were saying if any bags are made out of polyester. Hey, how about the Micron extract bags? So
I think some filters are polyester and some are nylon, and I think they're so close that they just don't even say. Maybe even if they are polyester, they're nylon. So they just say they're nylon. I have no idea.
Word. I have
polyester for resin dial because specifically we don't have to sew it.
Micron.
Yeah, Micron extract, fucking just from my experience, like with a background in fabrics, looking at the fabrics that they use, the quality is better.
I like Micron extracts. Oh yeah, I totally forgot about Micron extracts. Thank you. That's what I was just all my new set that I use for the main washes. Hi everyone. is Micron extracts.
Put that in my back pocket for later.
They work really well, and they soaked in water for like over 2 weeks and are fine.
They gave us much better customer service than Ice Extract did.
And then what I do is, like in this case where I accidentally soaked it in water, that was semi-clean, but like I said, how it was like melted ice water, from the wash, so there was a little bit of dirty in there. But what I did was I soaked it for multiple days with detergent. Yeah. Non-scented. It was like non-scented detergent. And I just stirred the bags around a little bit, and they were plenty clean already, so because I already had cleaned them with cold ice water, and they had soaked for a long time.
I was talking to somebody on the West Coast the other day. One of the bigger guys out there. I'm not gonna say who it was, just in case he doesn't want mentioned. But he said he uses borax and something else to clean his bags. That was
this is one of those like super earth friendly, gentle, synthetic something.
Yeah.
Detergent.
Ocean breeze. You gotta use the ocean breeze to clean your bags.
Do you remember that?
Heavily scented. Get the chirps up in there.
I poured it in the bucket and washed it out. No, I don't know the brand. We don't know the brand. Some eco groovy thing.
But yeah, I've tried a bunch of different stuff. Alkanox is technically a detergent too.
But keep in mind, whenever I was using my detergent, I wasn't going off of trying to get melty stuff off of my bags. I was going off of just cleaning bags that were already pretty much clean.
Yeah, and you're pretty you don't run much stuff that's very greasy. Like you suss it out ahead of time, right?
I do, and that's what I'm actually gonna come in. Like the Sunday driver, was really greasy this year, and then what else or last year? Sorry, and Sunset Sherb and the ice cream cake. All those were really fucking crazy greasy.
Ice cream cake is such a...
So that's why I have the ice and water right there, the bucket
The
right
ice
next
cream
to it.
cake? You didn't have, it wasn't like dry, the ice cream cake? The resin was pretty goopy?
Oh, yeah. Super, super.
I've never washed it.
Yeah, it's like a little bit lower yielder, and it's really, really sticky. But I feel like the way I get, one of the reasons why I can get away with the bags not sticking too quick is because I can act so quickly with a small 5-gallon set. And that's why I never go above, I can get, I can maybe squeeze 10,000 grams of fresh frozen, that amount of resin through and water through the 5-gallon set. But
That's
I usually get, it's usually around 6 to 8. So, 6 to 8 is the normal.
Do you pull multiple times, or do you try to get that? Is that just one pull to filter all of
that? So I filter it with all of those bags. Even the dirty ones are doubled up, or the top bags are doubled up, right?
Yeah.
Filter all that water through once, and then I literally, because they're only a 5-gallon bag, I can flip it inside out really quickly and into the ice and water. And then I just hang the edge of that bag over the ice and water bucket, and just, now it's in ice and water and it won't ever grease. And then I take the next bag and I do the same thing and it won't ever grease. And I do, every single bag goes in this side ice and water thing. And it's only because of the size of the bag that I can do that comfortably.
Yeah.
Whenever I was doing 10 and 20 gallons, which I didn't do very often because I like this method where it's just all kind of quick and less material to fuck with, textile material to fuck with, so it's easier to clean. It's easier to clean the bags.
I have a hard time going over 5,000 for a 5-gallon set.
I definitely would.
Yeah, you definitely have. So if you do go over 5,000, like I was saying, like if you're at 6 to 8, then you will have that backup problem that happened at Coffee and Donuts, except it will happen twice. And so you have to be good at making sure that your 5-gallon bucket is not overfilling. And so as long as you're hip to that and you just do the small drop thing, that the drain has to be big enough too for you to not. So you can't be running a 25. You can be running a 45, but
I only use a 45, and mine's completely cut out on the bottom. I don't have a drain.
And they have to be the extended mesh or whatever you want to call them, Mikey.
I have. So I use 5-gallon full mesh, 5-gallon with that, and then I use a bucket over the top as like a collar, so that way I don't have to worry about the bag slipping off. So that way I can have the bottom completely cut off. And I find like some cultivars I can get through with it only like backing up fucking once or twice. But even on like dude, I just had one that was 2,500 grams, the wash that I did. And
I'll film it every time I wash.
It was super.
I'll time it.
Yeah, it was super greasy, and yeah, it was taking forever to drain. I'd have to like let it back up like 4 to 5 times to drain 32 gallons through 5. Just like 32. It could have been over 3,000 grams. I didn't weigh it, but
that does sound like too much.
Yeah, Adam, I'd love to see how you're moving all that water.
So instead of going by grams, let me just put it more in your perspective. So I feel, me personally, I can wash with 2 bags. I never really want to put a third one in there, but those 1 square foot cube wash bags, I fill those 3/4 of the way full. So I have 2 of those going by myself, and then if I have somebody helping me, which Kiki's hopefully going to help me in the next couple of washes, I can do double that, right? So I can do 4 at a time, and I'm not going to up my bag size just because I'm
sure. I'm doing naked washes.
Are you washing in a larger vessel and then pouring through bottomless buckets of like 5-gallon buckets to run this much weight, or like how? Can you walk us through in a little more detail what you're doing?
I used to do more like batch frequency with a stainless steel kettle. like over 2 years ago, but I just got sick of that, and the hole isn't big enough. I wanted to buy a new one, but it just ended up. I want to go with conical, but that just had never happened. But then and then I did that recently. What's it called? The fucking American Eagle.
Yeah, the American Eagle.
That to put it in for better perspective, that can run like half of one of those 1/4 of bags of material without overdoing it. And it can't run that much ice and water, so I can't put that much material in there. But the reason why I like the work bag and why I like it to be a small work bag like that is because you can just grab the work bag and put it in a small bucket. Once you wash it, the material kind of shrinks a little bit, and you can put all those work bags in one small bucket that then you can put in the freezer or fridge or whatever you want to do for then to go on to the second one if you're just one person.
Oh, interesting.
But then another reason is because of the filtration repetition. Because if you're going for a really clean hash, then you want
explain tell them your bag set numbers, fucking how many of each there are, so they can get an idea of how much filtration you're doing.
Well, I have those cube bags, which are 220, so it starts there. Then I have another 220, then I have another 220, so I have 3 220s. Then I have 2 180s. And then I have 2 then that starts to go. No, yeah, then I have 2 150s. Then it starts to go to one bag. So then I have a 120, 190, 170, and then 140, and then I stop at 40.
Wow.
Aggressive. So I think that can also be because
those upper bags. I just because it all the water and hash flows and sieves properly.
Yes.
I don't spray through those upper bags because I don't want to spray the contaminant that it catches. And I just remove those, flip those inside out, and clean them.
Do you collect the upper microns at all, or you just toss that shit?
Yeah, when they load a bunch of hash in there, I catch it. But if it's just a little bit or whatever, I definitely don't toss it. It gets ran again, but
So, and then it just gets
if it's like a little bit, I'll just grab it with a spoon really quick and flick it on separately from the other stuff in the freeze dryer or whatever,
Okay. So then at the end, right, when you're going on for like your final washes and just kind of getting it all out, will you spray through your upper bags then?
Sorry, whenever I'm just getting it all out?
Yeah, okay. So like if you're doing like your last 1 or 2 washes, right, where it's not going to be your melt grade pulls, at that point, do you still do the exact same process where you just set the upper bags off to the side and don't rinse them through at all? Or
with the later bags, I just say screw it, and I have 1 220 bag, 1 180 bag, and a 150, 120, 90, 70, 40. I just take away that double, so it just takes away, But for that very first one, I kind of just like that, just in case, because I already know that I efficiently agitated, so I know I'm going to get a lot of hash, so I'd like to just pass it through as many filters as I possibly can. Unless it's going to back up, but it usually doesn't, man. Like I get all that hash through those filters into their proper ranges, and then I get a little bit of clean water on it to clean it, but I don't try to force I don't try to force the hash through the bags in some way. Like the water's just flowing through. If I about to have a backup problem, I do that. I lift a little bit and I drop, and then I lift a little bit and I drop, and it just, I'm a little bit patient. Maybe I don't know, maybe I'm going slower than I think I am.
Well, I think all that filtration also helps too, because you're kind of suspending things in their own spaces, so that way other things can flow through as well.
And then when you're flipping the upper bags inside out to clean them, all of that cold water that is draining slowly is keeping the hash that's desirable cold, So that pool of water is important because you spent all that energy cooling down the first batch of water,
Yeah.
Might as well use it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you worry about that bucket that you use with ice that you put everything in, like particulate floating in that and attaching itself to the inside of a different bag?
Yeah, totally. So I have a separate little faucet I spray off before. Sometimes I use a pump sprayer, but that's a good point, though. Definitely want to check that for sure.
I had where I was when I was doing those R&D washes, where the guy that was washing with me that does toll processing down here, he puts the bags on the opposite way that I do, and like since I have the fucking whatever, since I used to work with fabrics and labeling and like understand which side goes on what, like from a technical perspective, he puts his bags on the opposite way that I do with the whatever the seams on the opposite side. So like when we were washing together, he would take bags and I would set them off to the side, and then he would put it on inside out on top of the other bag and then fucking rinse through. So like it would be like the catch bag that was like the 160 to fucking 180 or the 180 to 220 or whatever would get washed into the fucking next one. Wasn't good.
Wow. The fucking like pull tab is on a specific side that like is on the outside when it's put on. You're supposed to be able to see your fucking micron numbers, like.
Yeah, and like
what you doing?
And like I didn't want to be a dick because like homie's the Hashmaker, he's his own dude. I'm not his boss. Like I'm just fucking paying him to be there and watch with me when I'm doing this process, and like, but I'm just like, hey, when you're washing with me, this is how we're gonna do it, bro, because we need to be the same. So,
Yar.
Yar is right.
See, look, I do make melt, dude.
Ooh. First of all, that's probably fresh press. Second of all, if it's melt, you probably bought it from one of your homies, bro. I don't believe you make melt. I'm gonna fly out there in fucking September or whatever when you're
it's on unbleached parchment paper. Nobody sells melt on unbleached parchment paper. It's definitely grown.
Listen to Kiki. She's very, very, very honest. Kiki, is this melt?
What?
This.
Yeah.
Yeah. She said yeah.
Yeah. Is it your melt though?
What?
Why don't you just take a dab and show?
Why don't I just take a dab and show you?
Dude,
yeah. Nice. Well, I believe it's melt. It's by your neighbors. I'm just messing with him because like every time I've gotten to hang out with Adam, he always brings rosin and he's super famous for melt. And I don't even fucking smoke melt. But like I want to smoke his melt, but he never brings it around. So to me,
waste it on a simple foot.
I think he's fibbing. I don't even think it exists.
Yeah. For a man who speaks ill of the peacocks, he certainly has a flock.
That's saying it's awesome.
It is now.
Hey, Kiki, yeah. I was muted, but she said something.
We never have melt. Well, he never has melt because we smoke it all.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I love Kiki.
Big up.
Then why weren't you smoking it in Oklahoma, bro?
I smoked it all.
Yeah. Son of a bitch.
I literally have MTS melt in front of me right now.
Ooh, this is gonna be. I'm gonna use this whiskey cask or whatever you want to call it to get a nice melt shot of this melt.
Nice.
If you want my opinion, I would have to say.
Yo, Jameson.
Yo.
This is the one you didn't try.
Stardosi. Oh man.
That sounds familiar. Yeah.
This is melt though, not rosin.
Sounds great. I dabbed the fuck out of it.
Yeah.
It's good. You had the rosin, but this was like the melt. I took half the 9 to you and kept it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I do it. The people want
it. Yeah. A lot of demand for that.
People are digging it.
Good.
Yeah, I talk I talk a lot of shit on stuff as a generality, but that's just me being a goofball. Like, I will still judge every individual jar as an individual jar. Like, that's,
Unless it has citrus terps, that it doesn't count.
No, even that, like, still, every now and then I'll still fucking smoke citrus terps. Like, I'm still gonna open the jar. I'm still gonna smell it. If I have a giant table full of things, as a generality, if it smells citrusy, I'm gonna put it back. But every now and then,
I got citrus.
One will win me over. I still try to keep an open mind because you never know.
100%.
Yeah. And same thing, like, I'll talk a bunch of shit on melt, but then you'll catch me smoking some melt. Or, like, I'll talk shit on lemon terps and Cali hash, and then fucking bring up lemon terps and Cali hash. Right?
That was the best day of my life, honestly. We showed up for the first time since Coffee and Donuts after talking mad shit on orange terps in California. And when I brought the smoke, I was like, fine.
Listen, I was in Cali with hanging out with a Cali Hashmaker and like a very respectable fucking broker that had all like the good traditional market brands came over and like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna sample the local stuff.
You guys sample the local wares, obviously.
Yeah.
What is this Coffee and Donuts you guys are talking about?
Dude, we had it in Maine last summer, and then they did another one in Oklahoma. And then I hear there are whispers of perhaps a Southern California one in the works.
Yeah.
Is it like a competition or a club or what? Like an event?
We got turned into a competition.
We're going in on this melt dab right now. Make sure you're watching.
We're watching.
Yeah.
Blankets.
So, Coffee and Donuts is a spin-off educational event from the Hashish Inn. So I'm sure you've listened to Shiragam's podcast with all
Yeah, I've heard a bunch of those episodes. Probably half of them, maybe, if I'm lucky.
Yeah, so him and Adam and Hannah from Mission Hill and I think MTS and Tom Humphrey Hashish and probably somebody else I'm forgetting organized. Was Maine the first one?
Yeah, Maine was the first one.
Was the first one.
Go Maine.
Yeah, and so they, an educational event for young up-and-coming hash makers like Adam to come there and listen to professionals.
Yo, Adam, that shit's clean as fuck, dude.
Yeah, that is pretty clean.
It's like a half a Q-tip. It's like a half a Q-tip right there.
Some nice fresh press, bro.
Yeah, that's
it's just good.
something light.
That's some really nice fresh press.
Yeah, he did the old whitewater. I'm just gonna sprinkle little heads up in there.
Shots fired.
That's
Mikey's boy.
Still love you, bro. Your rosin was great, regardless.
That is very clean melt, if that is melt. In fact, sir. No, we know it is. That's really nice.
Yeah, no, it's melt. Yeah, he does a great job. Did you hear the number of bags he filters through?
I was lucky to get that on film. I wanted to smoke it.
What temperature?
I went in at like fucking 500, but it ended up smoking late because I put the carb cap on late for the video, Got to do it for the gram.
It was beautiful.
But anyways, Coffee and Donuts, we debuted in Maine, and we had this badass venue where Adam and Hannah totally found it for us, pretty much, right? And that's how it happened. And we had a really good time there. We ate really good fried chicken and all the good food that you could possibly think of. And it was all thanks to Adam and Hannah. And then I went barefoot at the second day, Coffee and Donuts, and I dropped hash on the floor. I forgot the spoon to agitate the hash, but everything went well. And then we went to Maine. No, it was really fun. We had a hash. We have this special thing at Coffee and Donuts called Hash Jeopardy, and it
two-time winner.
It got a lot more fun the second time, don't you think, Mikey?
Yeah, I do. We're my team crushed both times. We're chicken dare.
Mikey nothing but excellence and winning.
Good sales pitch. Yeah.
I'll take trichomes for $500.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was a good time. I wasn't involved in like the getting all this stuff together and whatever. I just pitched in some money for the Airbnb, tried to show up with good terps, and then the second day of the Oklahoma one, when the day was starting, they're just like, "Hey, you're gonna teach a portion of the fucking of the thing today. Like, we need you to do JARTEC." And I was just like, "Yep."
Shit.
So, yeah. Luckily, I used to.
To the rescue.
I have a fucking educator background for yoga and production of different things, so it's fine. As long as I know what I'm talking about, you can throw me in front of people and I can talk about it.
So that was awesome. Mikey did really good too, and we start with what I call the life cycle of cannabis resin, right? The processing life cycle of cannabis resin. And so we go through all the fundamental stages of making hash. And that, of course, involves the rosin portion. So we usually have a local rosin maker or a solventless producer of some sort teach that portion of the class. So in that case, we had Adam and Hannah teaching the rosin portion.
Good choice.
And then Tom this time taught the freeze drying portion, and I taught how to dry hash with their hands in a microplane.
Yeah.
And so we source all kind of material, dry material and then fresh material. And that was what Coffee and Donuts is. We have coffee and donuts.
I would like to bring some fresh material to that sometime. I feel like that'd be super cool. If it ever happens again, It's a big honor. It's cool.
Oh, I definitely
think it would be cool.
Definitely think it will.
I was trying to read
seeing
Hunter's
everybody
comment, but now I
watch
can't
your
scroll
half
back.
get made.
Humphrey's comment is the resin cycle of the resin dial.
Oh, what's that?
Yeah, pretty much we teach you how to dial in your resin, folks. That's just how it goes.
100%.
It's fucking legit. That sounds awesome. So was it like unlimited tickets, pay to play, everybody comes and hangs out?
Well, yeah, and the more it happens, like we put tour on the name to give us incentive to do more and more. And so we are going to do more and more. And the more that it happens, the more that we realize that we bring amazing people together, and they always bring us. There's, I don't know, I mean, let's see here. Oh, let's see here. Mikey, Terp Wizard, Humphrey Hashish, Terp Style, Cat Crap brought a bunch of stuff.
Where is Terp Wizard out of? I've seen
so
his
many
name,
different people brought that I'm forgetting now, and now I'm rude. Brought crazy, really good stuff to the class, and so it's not just a class; it's also we have a lot of fun.
Michigan. He's out of Michigan.
Nice,
yeah,
nice.
The Turk Style's out of Michigan. Yes,
that's good. That's definitely a dope spot. I don't really know that scene at all, but I know that they're doing good.
Yeah, it's a very cool scene.
That sounds like an amazing event.
He flew into Oklahoma. That's where we met Turk Style.
Everything is just raunchy gas out in Michigan. Like that's it, I don't know if it's in their terroir or fucking whatever in the microbes, or if that's just what they love because fucking they love saying we got gas. Or
you mean like GMO? Like what's raunchy?
Yeah,
like GMO.
Cheesy, garlicky, fucking gassy, fucking skunky, fucking any of that, bro. As long as it's like.
What cheese did you get other than Terp Styles?
Huh?
What cheese did you get other than Terp Styles in Michigan?
Acres had like the cheese that Kevin Jodry posted about, that Parmesan cheese. And then there were a couple of other cheeses that were there, but it was definitely like multiple people growing different cheeses. It was very cool.
Wow.
So that jar that said 11 on top and 32 on the bottom, I believe that was Paisley, something that he actually brought special for me the second day, because he didn't have anything jarred up of it, but brought the jar so I could scoop a little bit.
Oh, dope. Yeah, no, he had some cool stuff. I know Swamp Hash had some really cool stuff. I still like that.
That Swamp Hash melon soda.
Yeah, the melon soda was fire.
Maybe, hey, Jameson, maybe I can jump out and Tom can jump in and talk a little bit about coffee and donuts and maybe his freeze dryer part and stuff.
Sure, buddy.
Yeah, or me. Doesn't matter.
Super cool meeting you, Adam.
Oh, yeah, good to meet you. If Tom doesn't want to, then I'll jump back in, but I'm jumping off. All right, we'll watch you guys.
We'll have
I'll creepily watch you. Okay, bye.
Okay. Adam, I'm gonna hop off pretty soon too, man. So if you want to hop on, hop off.
Invite.
What's the what are you terp exploring up there right now, Jameson?
I'm with Mission Hill, so I'm still looking through a lot of stuff. The OG, they brought some older stuff, the Piff out.
Wait, you have Piff?
Yeah, they have Piff.
What? Piff hash or?
In hash, not in plant form. But
dude, that's insane.
Yeah, it's old. It's from the head stash. I've been really enjoying it.
Nice. Damn. That's sick.
The K9 was really cool that your buddy brought over, Corey.
What?
I don't know more about it than that. It's just written on the jar. And then the Salmon River OG, that one was super strong.
Dude, the Salmon River, that one's like Burning Furniture, dude. The Burning Furniture one is so good. He has two, but the Burning Furniture one is the winner for sure.
Yeah. So yeah, no, I'm in and they've got a Moon Boots, which is a nice Skittles terp that Hano was talking about earlier. But
yeah, I fucks with the Dosey, like gassy Dosey Skittles situations are pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So
is it rosin or is it what is it? Is it
Skittles? Skittles.
No, the Piff, not the Skittles. The Piff.
The Piff is BHO.
Okay, work. All right, that makes more sense.
So Quinn, fucking fuck, man, I totally lost my train of thought. I had something to say. It's gone. Just in the air, like a bird.
Is it frankincense-y, Jameson, or is it like is it incense, or is it like piney? Like it's not terpenoline, right?
No, it's not.
It should be like.
But it's like.
Is it church? Is it like the church? Like where it's that big incense ball they swing around in church? Like that's what I'm always looking for. That's incense,
but it's sweeter. But it's like it's the first BHO I've ever smoked that I'm like, oh, I want more of that. Like, oh yeah, I'll go back to that.
Nice.
Oh, back to that. Like it's really interesting.
Yeah. The fact that it's haze counterbalances the fact that it's BHO, right? It's like
yeah, no, it's like when BHO is in Mission Hill melts terp freezer, like know, and it gets pulled out special. It's like, okay, well, I'm gonna try this, and then you're like, holy shit, like.
We smoked two different BHOs. We smoked the Magic from 14er, and then we smoked the Piff, and that's it.
Yeah, there were two BHOs brought out this weekend. And they were insane.
Oh, did you say the Magic? What is it? You were explaining the Magic to me, or somebody was. What the fuck is the Magic again?
The Magic is like I forget I don't know the genetics off the top of my head, but it's watermelon gushers. Like the nose is watermelon.
Yeah.
Are you gonna bloom it?
Let it bloom.
So yeah, no, it's been.
People hate it so hard.
Blooming is awesome. So Quinn, Humphrey can do an awesome job of this when he has service. But hit that dude up and talk to him about freeze dryer settings and temperatures. He's an absolute fucking wizard. He can explain in a very sciencey way all the different ways and whatever. But he's gotten a lot of us to change our freeze dryer settings and found more terps.
I can't get anything under honestly, 50 hours is a struggle. I don't know whatever that means.
So yeah, that man, you gotta send him your fucking stuff, and he can compare it to charts and whatever.
I've already plug and played my USB and sent it to fucking Pure Pressure and fucking Harvest Right, and they're basically nothing's broken, and I'm like, well, why does it take so long? But it's all good. I would love to talk to somebody that really knows their shit. That'd be awesome. Thank you.
So mine used to do that, bro, and I have to run mine with the entire back cover off and a fan pointed at the little fan condenser part, and then it works great.
Okay, so air exchange is really big to get the condenser to work optimally.
I have no clue. I think each one is its own unique beast. All I'm saying is mine personally, it was having fucking problems. It couldn't get the mTOR low enough that it would kick the shelves on to fucking sublimate and everything. And we went through all the seals. I did all the spraying to see if anything changed within the charts, and went back and forth with the harvest rate technician for 2.5 months. And then at one point, I just had it all taken apart and the fan fucking on it, and I ran it that way, and it worked. And I've let it be.
I dig it. It's like when you meet the guy and they run their whole computer wide open because it's more efficient. And I'm like, I don't fuck with computers like that.
Yeah. What was unique about Coffee and Donuts too was Tom really brought the heat when it came to the freeze dryer talk, and he gave a presentation on it, and he included curves from people's experience with their freeze dryers. So you can download the charts for, what are they called? Time and pressure. It's measuring the vacuum and the temperature.
Yeah, it shows you the different
curve, right?
Yeah, it shows you the different vapor rates or boiling points of things as the vacuum points change. So it's just at 400 mTOR. I want to say it's one of the lowest ones is humulene or something, and then pinene, and a bunch of them start off at 14 degrees. I think maybe the humulene is -5 or something like that, and the water is -40 that you can sublimate it at, and fucking So you can go. So Tom runs his at 5. I find my stuff comes out to where some of it is almost too greasy to work with sometimes. If I run mine that low, I can't go below 15 as a generality with my stuff.
Are you talking about shelf temp?
The shelf temp. Yeah.
I'm totally rocking at 40, so this is cool. I definitely would love some tech. This is legit.
Yeah. So I mean, I would start playing around with that. I would go down to 25 right away and see if your batches still come out the same. I don't know how
you think done in the same amount of time. 40 hours is 40 hours. I might as well do it at a lower temp.
Right. Yeah. So I mean, yeah. Because that's
I just wanted to say, whenever you get to look at these different people's experiences, because all harvest rates are a little bit different. Some even show up. Whatever. I was reading in a low temps post that some even show up not even actively working, and so they bench test them essentially. And so, anyways, I don't think they even bench test them before they don't run a vacuum on them or do anything like that before they send them out the unit.
They never even fire them up. Yeah.
So I know if you buy them
or maybe they are. I don't know.
If you buy them through low templates, they supposedly do a secondary, very thorough testing of them before they send them out to you. So maybe that's a way to save yourself a headache, is to order through Levi over there at Low Temp instead of ordering direct from Harvest Right. I know the Mormons don't particularly like what we do with their I
bought the last medium Harvest Right freeze dryer in California. Maybe the second to last or whatever, but on the internet it said it was the last. I looked on harvestright.com. I looked at all of the retail stores that they sell them in. I drove to the Central Valley. It was a 7 hour drive. I bought the last medium Harvest Right freeze dryers on the shelves of this store. It was like an unconventional Ace Hardware style store, and I bought that, and it has ran perfectly every single time. I've had no issues at all. I used to do like 45 shelf temp, and then I went down to 40. Now I'm down at 30. So I'm going lower and lower, but
yeah. I do 15 sometimes.
Tom goes really low, and he's spreading it out really thin and stuff. And there's a certain texture to the way that you want to put it on the tray too, which is important.
Yeah, I kind of got hip to that recently, like really trying to get the thin pancake. Like I think of it like pancake batter, and I was kind of doing lumps like biscuits, and you got to really get it like way thin. Adam, do you like it super wet, or what is your like water, what's your golden water ratio?
Yeah, I love it wet, dude.
Yeah, bro, nice. Nice.
But yeah, not too wet. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
I don't
Wait, what? All right, I'm gonna mute myself, okay? Unless you ask me questions.
Like crepe batter, like fucking, like runny milkshake, fucking any of that shit, right?
Yeah, melted ice cream texture.
Melted ice cream. There we go.
Nice.
Well, now you're just perverted about it.
Not me. That was you. I didn't do this.
Your mind's in the
what was that? A tiny little baby coffee thing? Oh, bro, you're hilarious.
No, it's whiskey because Jay Whiskey sent me this crazy whiskey.
Oh, okay.
It's sipping whiskey. I don't drink.
Yeah, if I still drank, I would definitely fucking. It sounds amazing when you just.
Oh, I don't drink.
Probably.
Yeah. I can't whatever. I used to drink lots of booze, and then at some point it made me so I can't sleep if I drink. It's weird. I feel like
this makes me sleep.
Yeah, like I can take ridiculous amounts of THCs after I fucking drink.
THCs?
Not gonna
did you just call it THCs?
Well,
do you call it CBD? Do you call it CBDs too?
Yeah, sometimes I do, bro. Yeah.
Wow.
Well, so it's half distillate, so fucking it's like half of it is mostly fucking just THC. It's like half distillate, half full spectrum, and then a shitbrick of CBN isolate. That's what I take.
I seen it.
A shitbrick.
Yeah, I do like 5 to 10%.
How many THCs do you have inside it?
Yeah,
couple 2-3 THCs.
How many THCs are you rubbing on your body?
Couple 2-3. Couple 2-3.
I can get it, bro. Couple 2-3.
Yeah. But yeah, anyways, fucking yeah. Nothing. Like I have to take like actual medication if I want to drink to be able to sleep at night.
Mikey, did you see that S skateboarding? Did any of you guys follow S Footwear? It's like a skateboard brand footwear.
I'm familiar with the brand.
No.
Well, I follow them on Instagram just because I like to look at their shoes because they look totally like the stupidest shoes ever, but everybody really likes them, and I wish I could fit in a pair of them, but they're ridiculous. But I follow them anyway, and they were making fun of Vibram 5 Toes, and they picked that the trail or whatever Vibram that I told you that I like the most. They took that, the black one, and they put an S like logo on it, and they were like a new whatever kind of shoe that we're coming out with, and it was an April Fool's joke. And they have a guy doing like a really nice nose grind on this bench in a pair of them with a tag, an S tag on them and everything, and it looks pretty sick. And I was so stoked. And then I was like, oh, they're just fucking with me.
I'm going to go take a nap until airport time, but I'll see you in a little bit.
See you. Ciao.
Oh.
Bye. I need to leave too.
Peace.
Yeah, skateboarding, whatever shoes.
Hold on.
Yeah, we're serious about our footwear. Adam and I chop it up about that.
Yeah, foot health is.
He believes in clown shoes with silicone inserts, and I believe in foot gloves.
Foot health.
Yeah, I'm not into the foot glove thing, but I like my shoes the way I like my shoes, you know.
He will judge your feet much more so than I think.
No, dude, I've totally gone through that phase of my life, and I don't judge people for their fashion anymore. They can be fashionable if they want. The problem is that I don't like it when they put fashion features in athletic footwear. If they're going to do that, then I'm going to say something. I'm going to be like, hey, bud, you know you're stepping on like a whole inch of heel to toe drop. That's crazy. What is that, like a lifting shoe? Or are you trying to lift like crazy? Doesn't make any sense. You're trying to put like a slant underneath your body at all times? Why?
Yeah,
it's really unexplainable. You're not explaining why, but yeah, we don't need to go off on this.
We can't go off in the deep end now.
You go always.
I like
Jameson really doesn't like it.
Stuff, you know.
I like it. I like to spread my toes. I got big comfortable boots that I rock.
Yeah, right.
But anyways, boys, I gotta go pack. But it's been great rocking with you, and I'll talk to you guys soon.
Perfect time. Okay.
Bye, guys. Peace. Good meeting you.